The varsity starting 5 for Fairhaven is there. The number 11 seed, and they traveled to Mount St. Joseph Academy. Common Avenue Gym are taking on the number 6 seeded MSJ squad. Now number 11 coming out for Fairhaven. We get the rosters down. It'll be Becca Casey. She'll be followed by number 12 Emily McIntyre. Playoff action on PEGTV Channel 15 Sports. Munger Vision. Number 13 coming out will be Megan Hutchins. Yeah, and then Allie Mancuso wearing number 2 will be the final of the 5 starters to be introduced. Yeah, Leo Hutchins is the head coach at Fairhaven. Kyle Wilson. Yeah, Kyle Wilson, the man. He is the assistant. And I just saw him in the JV tournament over at Mill River, and he does a good job. And he is the assistant over there for Mr. Hutchins. And we'll take a look right down into the huddle of the MSJ squad. Again, they're coming in with a 6th seed. And these two teams should be very familiar with each other. They just played each other less than 10 days ago to end out the regular season. There's number 20, Melanie O'Rourke, coming out for MSJ. And Danielle Comstock, number 21 for MSJ, as we get the starting 5 for the Mounties. Lacey Gilligan will wear number 22. And Joelle Bolt. That's 4 of the 5 starters, seniors for MSJ, and then Logan Kavanaugh. Yeah, and she'll round it out, and she'll be the underclassman on that starting 5. So the Mounties and the Slaters on Munger Vision on PEGTV, Channel 15 Sports Playoff Action, public access television. Well, the officials will toss it up. MSJ in the home whites. They'll have the basketball. Gilligan will be in the front court, barely in the front court when she received the pass. Kirk Abrahamson and Pat Whalen are the other 2 officials, and MSJ, like I said, just about, just a little under 2 weeks ago, defeated Fairhaven. They had to put together a good, solid 4th quarter to do that. And to me, there's 2 things that will determine tonight's basketball game. It's tempo and turnovers. The Mounties want to crank the tempo up and be ferocious on defense, and they want to create a lot of turnovers. This is what they did to defeat Fairhaven earlier. So Fairhaven wants to control the pace. They want a half-court game. They want to get in a run-and-gun style of game, and they got to take care of the basketball. It's one thing to have the ball taken away from you from the defense. It's another thing to get called for a lane violation or lose the dribble or travel and like that right there. Right on cue, an unforced error and a turnover, and will be scoreless in the first 35 seconds of the contest. Winner will move on deeper into the playoffs, and for the team that will lose tonight, they'll have their banquet, say goodbye to the seniors, and think about next year. And probably a lot of them get ready for softball season also. Rourke at the free throw line passed up the initial shot. We'll go back to Comstock. It'll be a 2-point shot. And weak side rebound, Bove up, and boy, I tell you, good job by Bove to get the rebound. The shot a little bit rushed high and away, and here comes Hutchins with the basketball. Hutchins will play a lot of minutes tonight for Fairhaven. She is the coach on the floor. She is also outstanding ball handler, and that ball fought for and picked up. No shot clock in the state of Vermont to worry about. We're still kind of back in the Flintstone ages as far as progressing up with the rest of the nation. That's McIntyre. She can shoot from the outside extremely well, but again, that defense, man-to-man right now, right out on the Slaters players. This is Reed up, and that might have been partially blocked or slipped out of her hand, but we're going to have a foul called, and there's a body on the floor, and George Cook will make the call on Joelle Bove. It'll be a push from behind on Bove, and that'll be the first foul of the contest. Happened 6:29 into the basketball game. McIntyre looking baseline, comes off. Their teammate popped free, got it to Hutchins. Casey had the touch, and this is McIntyre now working against Gilligan. She'll stop, put the brakes on, didn't get the travel call. Nice job of making sure she did come to a stop. And this is what they want. They want to milk possession time. They want to bring the clock down. They want to limit the amount of touches MSJ will have offensively. And that was a good drive, but not the finish. The ball was high and off the glass, off the mark. And here's the Temple Mounties want to play it up, and we're going to have a foul call. Now it's just a matter of, was it on the floor, or will it be shots coming up? That'll be McIntyre called for the foul, and O'Rourke will be at the line, and obviously if she was fouled in the act of shooting, she'll have 2 shots coming up. Congratulations, Coach. Oh. So with 6:04 to go, the second shot by O'Rourke will be good. It'll be 1-0 MSJ. Fairhaven seriously is looking for a game in the mid-30s to mid-40s. The Mounties want a game in the 60s or even higher. Now, that's not to say if they get the scores where they want them that they're going to win. That's going to be a 3-ball by Hutchins, and it'll go. Be 3-1, and we're early action. Gilligan will look at some pressure in the backcourt, and I was surprised by that move by Fairhaven, but they got to put a new wrinkle in. Bold, nice job of ducking up underneath the defender. Rebound, fought for, baseline, bodies on the floor. It'll be Becca Casey who went to the floor, and possession arrow will go with the Slaters. MSJ's gotten a couple offensive rebounds, a couple of good looks down inside, and again, the shooting will improve. I really do believe that. As the game goes along, there's a little, even though they played each other just a few weeks ago, it's a little tension, it's a little tight, it's a playoff game. The shooting will come along for both sides as the game progresses. Hutchins almost picked up the dribble and started again. That's off to Casey, and nope. Boy, those open looks. I know she wanted to make it, but those open looks, you got to make them count. And that ball will go out of bounds to the Slaters. They're in the dark blue uniforms. And they'll reverse the ball around. Reed had the touch, went to Hutchins, and McIntyre, baseline jumper. No, front rimmed it, actually out the side of the rim, hard out of bounds, and it'll be last touch by Fairhaven. So the Mounties down 3-1 with 5:12 to go in the first quarter of play. We'll bring the ball into play. Look at the press. MSJ, a very hard team to actually press. And they eat my words right there. And the steal up, and no. Look at that. Reed up. Reed couldn't get it. Another offensive rebound. No. Boy, look at that. What a battle on the boards. Kavanaugh will get it. Fairhaven had 3 chances, couldn't convert and get the finish on it. And those are the kinds of things right there you think back about at the end of a game and go, man, if I'd only done that. Look at that. They got a little contact, no call, and ball will go out of bounds to Fairhaven. And for the Slaters, they've got some changes coming in. Number 10 will be Chelsea Murray. Number 20 coming in is Kim Richards. And I know I saw another person. Oh, 25, of course. It's Amanda Howard. Those are all switches for Fairhaven. They're up 3-1 with 4:47 to go in the first quarter of play. And each team hasn't had a lot of time off between the last game of the season and the pairings being announced. And that was a tough pass to try to complete, and Comstock will have the steal. Danielle Comstock, like I said, 4 of the 5 starters are seniors. They played. O'Rourke's going to get it. Oh, they're going to count it. Beautiful move by O'Rourke. They'll make it 3-3 and a chance to give MSJ the lead back. They had it at 1-0 on the O'Rourke free throw, and O'Rourke now with all the points so far with a chance to give them back lead. And they're going to bring back in. McIntyre's coming out of the ball game, and 22 for Fairhaven coming in is Ali Mancuso, so a very small break for Mancuso. That's O'Rourke with 4:23 to go. Will get it. 4-3 MSJ, and O'Rourke has all 4 points. There's the touch, and back to Hutchins. Like I said, Hutchins will handle the ball probably 90% of the time tonight for Fairhaven. Mancuso with the catch. Gilligan, there's the trap and the foul. Trombley will come up and make the bump and get the call, and Kirk Abrahamson will make it official because he is an official. And again, in that first meeting that MSJ had to put together a solid fourth quarter to get the victory over Fairhaven, it was when they extended the defense and pressured the guards of Fairhaven is when they really turned the game around. I really wouldn't expect the strategy to change much tonight. Yeah, they're going to get the 5 count in a minute, and boy, I'll go off from Hutchins' foot. She'll get it off on this side, and nope. Boy, again, an open look. They didn't get the finish. That was number 20, Richards, taking the shot, and here comes number 20 for MSJ. It's O'Rourke. Boy, and again, they got to stop the penetration down the floor because they're letting the ball come down inside. Weak side rebound by Kavanaugh, and the Mounties now will have a 6-3 lead in the basketball game with 3:35 to go in the opening quarter of action here in this playoff game. Mancuso, there's the give. Howard, got it, we're tied. Oh, 6-5, excuse me. 6-5. Fairhaven's down by that 1 point. Trombley open with the catch, got behind the press, and will get the rebound, or the layup up and in. And Shappy, Ali Shappy, number 14, a junior, will be coming in the basketball game, I believe, for O'Rourke. O'Rourke was talking to the sideline. And it's a catch up top. That's number 10 with the basketball, Murray. They'll go to Richards. They'll play a little toss and catch on the perimeter, and you got to make those passes snap on the edge of the arc out there, else you'll have a turnover. And I think we're going to have a foul on MSJ. They had a lot of arm on that grab there. They'll be on Comstock to foul, and the ball will go out of bounds on the corner. And number 24 coming in for Fairhaven is Valerie Sawin. So Sawin coming in, and it is O'Rourke that will lead the ball game for MSJ. 2:52 to go, and I don't remember a timeout called so far in this first quarter. And Sawin will just bring it in, and Mancuso will make the grab before it crosses the midcourt stripe, because she did make a touch in the front court, so that would have been a backcourt violation. Just brushed her fingertips. Howard asks for the ball, has it knocked away. She'll chase it back down, go to Richards. And MSJ looks like they've changed up defenses. Yeah, they've switched up. They were playing straight man early on, and that's going to be no shot clock again. Don't forget, they can, Fairhaven, they can take the clock down and milk the game out. But they've got to come up with points, too. They can't just take time off, and that's going to be out of bounds. Last touch by Mancuso. And O'Rourke, very brief rest to come out of the basketball, back in the ball game, and Comstock will come out for MSJ. Now 2:21 left, 8-5. Mounties with the lead. That's Melanie O'Rourke with the basketball. And she can hit from out there, and she'll pass up the 3-ball this time. They want to go down inside the trolley, post up, and got it. Well, I tell you what, you give her that spot on the floor, and she'll probably make 8 out of 10 baskets like that. That's just, the defense can't allow her to go down inside and have that sweet spot down along the blocks. Reed with the basketball, goes 10-5 MSJ. Then that pass is tipped by Shappy. Those quick hands of Shappy, nice anticipation. They'll come back to Reed. The freshman will spin. Yep, they looked on the arc. She passed up the shot. They'll come off this side to Sawin. She got sealed off along the baseline, and they're just going to throw the ball away. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's a lot of time of possession, but you're not getting points out of it, so it's really not helpful to you. Time of possession, you got to still get a shot off, and now it'll be Hutchins coming in the ball game. And Sawin will sit down. Now Comstock will come back in for MSJ, and she's going to replace Gilligan. So both coaches shuffling personnel in and out. Want to keep those legs fresh for the second half. And they'll just toss the ball in the backcourt to O'Rourke. She'll give it back on the weave, and that's going to be Comstock with the basketball. And they're going to go down inside. Great pass, and tell you what, that's a well-executed play. That's something to watch out for later in the ballgame again, because that really was a well-executed play. Just Kavanaugh didn't get the finish, but she will, like I said, that's one of those things. You give it to her again, she'll probably be able to knock it down as the game progresses along. That's going to be Murray with the basketball to Mancuso. Again, let's travel. Yeah, again, possession, but turnover, no points. 10-5 Mounties. You see George Cook pointing to the spot where he wants the ball brought out of bounds, but we're going to have a timeout called. 30-second timeout called. Pat Whalen will make the call. We'll take a look over at Coach Leo Hutchins. And quickly, since Fairhaven's in the viewing area, we'll give you their roster. And they have on it for this playoff game Lisa Ramuscat, and she wears 0. Chelsea Murray 10, Becca Casey 11, Emily McIntyre is 12, Megan Hutchins is number 13, 14 Devin Reed, Riley Dennehy number 15, Kim Richards 20, 21 Aaron Bohr, 22 Ali Mancuso, Valerie Solomon 24, 25 Amanda Howard, Krista Bird 31, and Heather Foley wears 32, and that's for the Slaters in the dark blue uniforms. They're the number 11 seed. Taking on the 6 seed Mounties. You see the Mounties breaking the huddle in those white uniforms. Again, we're hard to think about spring sports right now, but we'll have CSJ softball action, and Mill River softball action, and MSJ baseball action. Those are definites coming up on the springtime sports. And of course, in the summer, post 31 American Legion baseball action, a staple of Munger Vision, will be back on the air from St. Peter's Field. Now, I know there's a lot of basketball left to play, but Fairhaven needs points on this possession. Whether a 1, 2, or 3, but they just need something to happen. We'll go down in the corner, and Hutchins playing against Trombley. Gets inside and got it. Now there's what we were talking about. Easy access down below with MSJ getting down low. Fairhaven got down inside relatively easy on the dribble penetration. Makes it 10-7. 27 seconds to go in the first quarter, and there's only been that one timeout called. Bove is at the scores table. Kavanaugh to Shappy. Now Shappy very good from the outside on the shot. If you leave her alone, she'll bury him out there. And that's going to be saved by O'Rourke. 10 on the shot, 10 on the game clock, 10 seconds. And the steal picked up. Murray going up. Lets the defender go by, lost the shot, and they'll go out of bounds with 1.5 seconds to go. And I believe a foul's been called. Yeah, George wants everybody to go back to the scores table. And both coming in with 1.5 seconds to go, and Murray will pick up the foul, and boy, what a golden opportunity to slip by right there for Fairhaven. And 1.5, you can get a shot out. They need to not allow the long pass. Yeah, now right here is where the clock will just run out. We'll have a 10-7 MSJ lead over Fairhaven in playoff action at the end of 1 quarter of play on Munger Vision. And Comstock and the Mounties will have the opening possession of this second quarter of play. And again, not a lot of real slowdown stoppage as far as timeouts or fouls called. There are only 6 fouls combined by the two teams in the first quarter, and I believe only the one timeout taken. That's O'Rourke's first long-distance shot. It hit the basketball support cable that holds the backboard up, and that's out of bounds. And Fairhaven will have the ball. It looks like there'll be no press right now in the backcourt. And it's going to be Devin Reed, number 14, bringing the ball up. And a very young player, but very good player. And nice defense. Comstock just read it, stepped inside, and slapped the ball away, and the ball was saved with Fairhaven. We're just 30 seconds into the second quarter. Again, that website for Channel 15 is www.pegtv.com. And I'm not a real big techie guy, I'm not a computer guy. But I guess what they have now is streamlined video, which means you can go to the website, click onto a program, whether it's a game or a talk show or whatever, and you can watch Channel 15 on your computer now. If you don't get Comcast cable, you can just go online and watch it. That shot was made nice around the rim move. That was Comstock with the bucket, making it 12-7 MSJ. Oops, I followed the ball fake. That's Mancuso that brings it back up top of the paint. Reed got it, no, and at least they got a shot that time, and I think they got to start thinking like that. It's nice to have possession time, but they've got to start taking some shots with it. 12-7, 5-point lead for the Mounties, just a smidging under 7 minutes to go in this first half of basketball. O'Rourke, again, look where she got the ball all the way down inside below the free throw line. The defense is almost just 2 feet out beyond the basket. And they're going to have to do something defensively, or it's going to be a quick playoff for Fairhaven. Kavanaugh getting set to come in. That was O'Rourke with the buckets. 14-7. Lead's gone back to 7 now. That ball was tipped. It comes out to Richards. There's playing cautious, and there's playing too cautious. Right now, Fairhaven's in that too cautious mode. Up, and no, boy, they got the look they wanted down inside. Mercier in the ball game for MSJ. Had the rebound. Number 10 is Dominique Mercier. And Casey also back in the ball game. Number 11 for Fairhaven. But they tell you what, she got in a lot of trouble by killing the dribble, and the steal will come down. Once you kill the dribble up top like that, and they let the defender go by, nice move by Hutchins. Trombley was getting set to put the tomahawk chop block to it, and she went flying by, and it goes 14-9 now. Fairhaven's cut the lead to 5. That'll go off Comstock's foot, no damage done. Again, except she's having a little problem with the dribble. Now, here comes her work with the penetration, and she got literally grabbed by Mancuso. And I'll tell you what, O'Rourke was on her way in for an uncontested layup. And again, talking about that free pass down inside the paint that's been hurting Fairhaven. There was a good example of right there. Now, just frustration, Mancuso reached out and literally grabbed O'Rourke. That's going to be lobbed into Kavanaugh, and she'll make the catch. 3 ball, Gilligan, no. Rebound will come down. It'll be Fairhaven's Murray, number 10 with it. Chelsea Murray got the rebound. That's Murray right there with the basketball. She'll work against Gilligan. And now will come down to Howard. Howard wants to go inside, does, and no. Boy, they've missed 3 or 4 bunnies here in this basketball game. That's, again, could really hurt. Look at where she made the catch. It was a great pass and a nice effort by Kavanaugh. It was a catch and a shot all in the same motion, and here comes Murray. 5 minutes left, first half of action. Howard thought about it maybe from the free throw line, pulls it down, gives it to Richards. Richards against Mercier, and Mancuso will set, fire, and get it. 2-point shot for Mancuso, and that time the defender got picked off on a screen. That's what left Mancuso open, because you could see she could actually square and set her feet. And there's O'Rourke inside the paint, got fouled, going to the line. Tell you what, if Melanie O'Rourke's not getting you with that 3-point shot of hers, she's doing right there, taking it to the hole and making you pay. So 2 more shots for O'Rourke. This is her 3rd trip, I believe, to the line tonight. And she's 2 out of 3 tonight. And she'll get that to drop in. Makes it 15-11 MSJ with the lead. And Comstock coming back in the ballgame along with Trombley for the Mounties, as Mercier and Bove will step out, and Hutchins will take a breather for Fairhaven. Now this is where it gets treacherous for Fairhaven. They've got Hutchins out of the ball game, and it's a matter of who will handle the pressure and handle the offense. Trombley had it, has it again. Yep, she'll be able to push the ball to her teammate, which is Gilligan. Now we'll work with the basketball. I think Fairhaven's going to do a change here. Yeah, they're playing one-on-one defense against O'Rourke, and she's just, whoever they're putting on her, whether it's Mancuso or Richards, she's just taking them off the dribble. And they're going to have to change their scheme a little bit. Of course, a very tough matchup, Melanie O'Rourke is for any team at all. Very talented young lady on the court.
Okay, get your arms up. Come on.
Well, great pass. Yeah, and they got another foul. They held or pushed O'Rourke, and those will be the 1-1. That's the 7th team foul. That's the important part. We're not even quite to the halfway point in the second quarter, and MSJ will be at the line the rest of this first half for at least the 1-1. Yeah, and it should be O'Rourke coming in, and McIntyre into the ball game for Richards for Fairhaven. And this will be Melanie O'Rourke taking the shots. And this is the front end of a 1-1. Got it. Al Twine makes it 16-11. Now he's up by 5. No, now it'll be off the mark, and Howard will come down with the rebound. And oh, nice job of wrestling away from Kavanaugh so they won't get the jump ball called. And there's Mancuso trying to work off the screen by Murray. Man, it's going to be a reach on O'Rourke. Got her with the foul. Now it'll be Melanie O'Rourke called for the foul. Yeah, that's only the 4th team foul on MSJ, 2nd on O'Rourke. McIntyre will make the call of the play, get set to put the ball into motion here, and she'll just get it in ahead of the steal attempt by O'Rourke. Allie Shappy at the scores table will be checking in for O'Rourke. Mancuso penetrates, block. Trombley with the block will go ahead to O'Rourke. Look at her, all the way inside, just didn't get the foul this time in jump ball. And she didn't get the basket. It'll be Fairhaven basketball. Very fortunate right there, Fairhaven, is that they didn't give up points. And Devin Reed will come in for Mancuso for Fairhaven. That'll be Solomon taking the ball out of bounds, number 24. And again, down just 5 points. They've got the score, Fairhaven does, where they want the game played at. The tempo really hasn't been accelerated where MSJ would like it, but Fairhaven really not able to take advantage of the tempo. McIntyre takes the bump, goes to Howard. Howard waits somebody step out, and it's going to be Murray that steps out. She had an opportunity originally on the catch to take the shot, and we saw one. And yep, it'll be off the mark, out of bounds, not touched by a Mountie. It'll become MSJ basketball, and Shappy now in for O'Rourke. With 3:31 to go, Shappy in the basketball game. She's a junior for MSJ. And in all likelihood, barring a major upset, this will be the MSJ's seniors on the floor, their last game here, because they're awaiting to play the winner of the Otter Valley Virgins game. Virgins would be seated higher, so they'd be on the road for that. Shappy all the way back to Comstock, and they're looking to go down inside to Kavanaugh. Beautiful entry pass. And weak side rebound, foul. Nice job all the way around from the entry pass down inside to Kavanaugh to the weak side rebound by Trombley to the putback and the foul. So Trombley, a senior, will step up there. Like I said, Gilligan, Trombley, O'Rourke, Comstock, Bove. They've played together basically since they could play basketball. They've won. They came up through the Christ the King ranks under Dr. Ernie Bove as the head coach. Phenomenal team. Kaylee Sullivan was also on that team. She's now at the other high school in the city. But they won the New England CYOs. They had stretches where they would go years without a loss. They won all kinds of tournaments. And now you're watching probably the last game here in an organized basketball form in Rutland City. 16-11, and that's going to be Fairhaven's Hutchins back in the ballgame. She's got the basketball. And boy, when she brings the dribble out in front like that, that just scares the devil out of me, but they didn't make the steal on it. And that's going to be Reed with the basketball, and she'll hold up top, and they'll come back to McIntyre, and I believe one out for McIntyre. No, they're going to give it to MS. They're going to give the ball back to Fairhaven, and it's McIntyre. Now, I can't remember exactly if it was, yeah, Kirk lets him make the switch. And I'll have Reed bring the ball. I say McIntyre, I remember when I called the Rutland Rec tournaments, she played for, I want to say, Castleton Village School, but she's a very impressive shooter, and she's a good shooter now. She's in an offense that doesn't feature a lot of shots taken, and they don't call her number a lot for shots, but she can light it up. You give her the opportunity. Oh, look at Hutchins all the way up, and oh, hammered it. She lost the handle on the ball, and there's going to be a foul call in the backcourt against Reed, and that'll be the 9th foul. That'll be Comstock going to the line for the 1-1. Yeah, and one more foul now, and that will be 2 shots the rest of the way for MSJ. Mounties as a team have only committed 4 fouls. Congratulations to Coach Chris Creed and the MSJ ice hockey team. The state champions, Division II. Great season. Got to do 6 or 7 of their hockey games, and you could just feel it all season long. They were building momentum and confidence and the chemistry coming together. And look at that offensive rebound. Look at that offensive rebounding. They didn't get the points, so Fairhaven, again, not in a position they got to panic, but they liked the down 5 with 2 minutes to go in the first half of play, but they need some more offensive production off from possessions, and that's going to be McIntyre's shot from the outside. No good. Gilligan with the ball. Kavanaugh had to rebound. Now they go to O'Rourke to Comstock. So everybody except George Cook touched the ball that time, basically. Or Kirk or Pat. I'm just trying to give you an example that everybody in MSJ in a short burst got their hands on the basketball. Rourke in the corner, looking. They got Reed on her now. Oh, great pass. Again, Kavanaugh catching the ball just 4 or 5 feet from the bucket, and then the cut and the basket ball laid on the rim, and they'll throw it away. Yeah. And again, that's those unforced errors that you can't allow to happen when you're the lower seed looking at an uphill battle. And they'll allow Becca Casey to come in the ball game now for Fairhaven. She'll wear number 11, and she will replace Howard, 25. 1:23 to go, and Comstock looking to the sideline, and Fairhaven, seriously, if they can keep this at 5, they got to be thrilled to death to going down 5 points. They've controlled the tempo. Haven't had the worst of turning the ball over, and that's almost stolen away. And boy, that's not living right there. They had to steal and lost it out of bounds. I mean, she will retain possession with 1 minute even to go in this first half. Don't forget, a foul committed by Fairhaven here would also be 2 shots. It would become their 10th team foul. Looking. Nothing inside that time. They dump it up to Kavanaugh. Bove, Gilligan, O'Rourke. That's McIntyre. It looks like they're playing a 2-3 zone right now. And I tell you, for a 2-3 zone, they have found a lot of lanes to slash through. On the way to the bucket between O'Rourke and Comstock, and Gilligan can't get the bounce on that 3-point attempt. And a nice pair of hands down there. That was number 11 that came up with it, Becca Casey. Here's Reed with the basketball. Reed. That's Reed's game right there. She's a little more, I don't want to say stifled, but in the offense they run, she's much more effective in a more fluid, wide open game like that. 16-13, MSJ up by 3. They've got the ball with 17 seconds to go. Mancuso against Comstock up, and what a beautiful move. Comstock, that's there the whole game for. 10 seconds, they don't have to panic right now. Come across, Mancuso in the corner to McIntyre. She'll make the catch, and no, left it on the rim. It'll be saved by McIntyre. Back to Mancuso, and she'll lose the ball. No, we got a foul called by Pat Whalen. And it's going to be I don't know if it's a shooting foul. I think it could be. Comstock will have the foul, and no shots. Okay, so that is the half. 18-13, MSJ lead over Fairhaven in playoff action on PEGTV. Comstock. MSJ will have the opening possession in the third quarter, and it looks like the same starting 5 out there for MSJ. Kavanaugh, Bove, Gilligan, O'Rourke, and Comstock. And I'll do the Fairhaven side in just a second. I can tell you right now that's Reed, number 14 out there. Mancuso is 22. Hutchins is number 13. 11 is also on the floor. Of course, that's Casey. And Reed tiptoes up. She hit the side. Pat Whalen right there on the call, and she'll step out of bounds. Almost came up with a big steal. And I needed one more for Haven Slater. Just give me a second. Oh, McIntyre, number 12. Okay. So each team getting started in the third quarter, the same starters they had to start the ball game. That's a lot of words to start in one sentence, but Gilligan will hold it on the elbow, and they'll look to go down inside. And you can see Hutchins right there defensively with the basketball. There's the penetration, and that was their offense in the first half. MSJ able to really penetrate at will down inside, and that was a lot of the results, too. They just came too hard off the glass with a lot of shots. That's going to be all the way away. And foul Reed this time. And that's the second time you've seen Reed take it to the hole. And that, like I said, that's her style, her game. She's got the right mindset and skills for that style of game, and that will result in 2 shots coming up. And the foul will be the first on Gilligan, first on the team here with 7:23 to go in the third quarter. And she'll have it. So Fairhaven looking for scoring from any source right now. Maybe Reed will turn it into that source here in the third quarter. And she'll get them both. Makes it 18-15. Fairhaven down by just 3. They came within 3 a couple different times, but they've never been able to get it tied up since they had the 3-1 lead. And that'll be an outside shot, and Kavanaugh will throw the ball back and play Bove on the floor. Up, block. Oh, they called a foul on that. Wow. I'm just curious on which particular player got the foul. So I'll send Bove to the line. So we'll start the first 52 seconds off with free throws for both teams. And Bove will switch it, make it 19-15. So each team with 1 team foul apiece, and that's the first foul on Mancuso, number 22. And that doesn't seem right. She had a foul in that first half when she was guarding O'Rourke. So go 20-15 on that made free throw, and Reed will bring the ball up over the timeline, and she'll try to work off the screen. There's Reed up, and look at that. Tell you what, they're spreading the floor and letting her take her defender, break her down in the paint, and go to the hole, 20-17. So a nice adjustment by Coach Hutchins at the start of this second half. We'll see how MSJ will counter that. And boy, almost a steal. They lobbed the ball across court. Comstock working herself down to the free throw line. Gilligan got it. 3-pointer for Lacey Gilligan. Nice shot. They walked the ball down in, kicked it back out, and all alone out there was Gilligan, and she made it 23-17 MSJ. Hutchins to Mancuso. There's the ball fake, and now she wants to go to McIntyre, and they'll go off her foot out of bounds. All those unforced errors. So they'll turn the ball over, and MSJ looking to open up that 6-point lead this possession. Again, we've seen Fairhaven with some pressure in the backcourt earlier in the contest. We haven't seen it here in the second half yet, but we're only 2 minutes into the second half. Right now it looks like they're playing a man-to-man defense, Fairhaven that is. Each team's switched up a little bit. There's the baseline, the drive, the fall. Once you give up the baseline defensively, usually not too many good things will happen for you. Yeah, Becca Casey will be called for the foul, and that will send O'Rourke to the line. And she went to the line quite a few times in that first half because she wasn't hitting the outside shot, so she just started driving to the hole and was very successful taking the ball down into the paint. And that will be a little short. And we'll stay at 23-17. That's the second team foul on Fairhaven, and she'll miss them both. Rare double misses. No, yeah, pass had an ill fate to it right from the get-go. There's the bucket the other end. Yeah, now push the lead down to 8, 25-17 MSJ. Fairhaven trying to avoid a little mini run here by the Mounties, and man, there's got to be a hold somewhere in there. And Trombley at the scores table getting set to check in for MSJ, and she'll be wearing number 13, and she'll have to wait for the second shot. Devin Reed. And at the line number 14, the freshman for Fairhaven. And she's been their offense here in the second half of play. And that is 3 on Danielle Comstock. 3 fouls, 2 on the team. There'll be Kavanaugh and Comstock coming out. Shappy 14 and Trombley 13 in the ballgame for MSJ. And 25-18, and the shot coming up by Reed. And she'll get it. She'll whittle the lead down to 25-19. There's the catch by O'Rourke. Mancuso came back to put some pressure on the ball, and Mancuso extending the defense out on O'Rourke. They're trying to stop right there, but you see that dribble penetration, and that will be off from O'Rourke. Nope, they're going to say off from Fairhaven out of bounds. Again, O'Rourke able to get down inside the sweet spot, down on the blocks. She'll look, and she'll pop it up top, and McIntyre will tip it into the backcourt. They'll race to the ball. Gilligan will have it. She'll turn and see McIntyre hustling it back into play defensively, and that's going to come down into Hutchins' hands. Now, Fairhaven's got to take advantage of that turnover. It's something they haven't been able to do in the basketball game. Mancuso to the hole, and she'll get her own rebound, and boy, look at the offensive boards and the bucket by number 11 for Fairhaven, Becca Casey. And they'll put a little run together themselves, the Slaters will, and they'll cut the lead to 4 at 25-21. Nice catch by Shappy. She'll be in the corner, go to Bove. Bove will ball fake back to Shappy. Shappy and Bove playing toss and catch. That long pass to Gilligan. Got it. Gilligan with 2 threes here in the third quarter, providing that shield to keep Fairhaven from getting up close enough to tie the game up. It's 28-21. MSJ with the lead. Hutchins with the basketball. Yeah, she wanted to penetrate, and that's just good defense being played by Trombley. See Trombley coming out? Nice job. Good defensive posture by Trombley. Casey, McIntyre, or I'm sorry, that's Hutchins, and that shot will be no good. Offensive rebound, little jump hook, no good. Another offensive rebound. Casey! With 2 offensive rebounds and 2 putbacks, and that was one weakness MSJ had all season long, as they gave up an awful lot of second chance points off offensive rebounds by their opponent. Foul, and I almost got the shot. I don't think the shot would have counted, but I almost still made it just for the tape. Mancuso will pick up the foul, and that'll send O'Rourke back to the line. And boy, each team offense has come from slashing to the hole. And so I'll stop the clock at 4:09, and that'll be the third team foul on Fairhaven. Remember, they did get past the 10-team limit in that first half. Mounties never did put Fairhaven in the bonus situation. And right now, Fairhaven on pace to again put MSJ in the bonus situation here in this basketball game. It's 4:09 left in the third quarter, and both shots are made. 30-23, lead goes back to 7. And they switched up from Hutchins bringing the ball up, and they've gone to Reed, and Reed's just had a little different chemistry as far as being able to, different game as far as being able to drive the ball down inside. That's Murray with the ball for Fairhaven, number 10 in the ball game. McIntyre, she'll slash. Oh, great pass. Yeah, I don't know if Howard didn't expect it or what, but I tell you what, that was a beautiful cut along the baseline, and then the pass not handled, the ball got out of bounds. And again, this is where you get in danger of giving up that run by turning the ball over without even generating the shot. So the Mounties, free pass front court. Comstock will look to the sideline and get the call. But Comstock again killed the dribble way up top. Oh, that's going to be overruled. That's a terrible call. Yeah, Kirk's going to overrule that. Clearly was going to be Fairhaven basketball. Yeah, good job by both officials getting together and work it out. Nice job by the officials there. That's the correct call. Yeah, Gilligan will sit down and take a breather for MSJ. Like I said, those 2 threes in the second half have been big. They've built broken momentum for Fairhaven. Howard will muscle her way in and get the bucket. Nice pass, too, to get it down to her down low like that. And that'll bring Kavanaugh off the bench for MSJ. And Comstock, boy, again, she got a nice job of getting down inside there. And that's the case where I don't understand why the person didn't just grab the rebound, instead slap it. And O'Rourke got it. Where was she? Slashing inside. She's racking the points up, something brutal tonight. 32-25, Mounties by 7, third quarter action. 3:05 to go, to be exact, in the third quarter. Reed to Howard. Howard steps out, and nope, a little bit off, and O'Rourke will get the offensive rebound. She's going to bring the ball down herself. Boy, that was a unique way to slow down the ball and not pick up the fall by Murray. Nice catch by Shappy, yeah, and they wanted to, there's the cut. It's Comstock. Oh, what a nice job. Ducked inside the defender. Great athletic move by Comstock. Lead at 9 now, 34-25, and almost at a must-score possession for Fairhaven. As you can see, they don't really have the offense to come back from a huge deficit. And McIntyre off the mark. Oh, look at Reed. Look at Reed. Oh, what a second half Reed's having. They needed that, and it was fun to watch. 34-27, Mounties by 7, and Kavanaugh still at the scorer's table. And MSJ will call a timeout. It'll be a full timeout. And again, it's 34-27. MSJ with the lead over Fairhaven. Timeout taken since the break at half. And see what they've came up for play is Comstock with the basketball. 2:10 to go in this third quarter. 7-point lead by MSJ. Up, Comstock to go. They've gotten some great spots on the floor to shoot from tonight. Both teams actually have. And a little cold shooting to go along with the cold weather outside. Reed. They'll bring it on the edge of the circle to Murray, and then McIntyre to Mancuso. The ball fake and the travel. Yep. And it's those unforced errors, the turnovers without shots generated. And MSJ with a minute 45 to work with here in the third quarter. Winner will advance on, take on the winner of the Otter Valley Virgins game. And you see Comstock again, free pass, front court. Gives it to O'Rourke, and she'll just keep working it in. There's a snap pass down to Kavanaugh. Up and no. Rebound. McIntyre was in great position. And then she'll give the ball off to Reed. Reed will fly into the front court. Looks for this paint open. Got fouled. Yeah, that's going to be the third team foul. On the floor, possession foul. No shots coming up. That'll be on Shappy. Shappy will pick up the foul, and that's, according to the boards, her first personal. You see Reed holding the ball. Wants to dump it down into Howard. Howard and Reed, little toss and catch. 2-point shot, no. Rebound. Rourke will get it. Nice job by Rourke to get in there and get a little wiggle room and get the basketball. And now she'll give it to Comstock. Minute to go here in the third quarter play. Boy, tell you what, Kavanaugh was just wide open and didn't take the shot, and that's going to be tipped. Murray on her way up. We'll have the ball slapped out of bounds by O'Rourke. That was blocked like Shaquille O'Neal. Nothing but ball and nothing but pounding it. Tell you what, no ball fake, nothing. Just went up for the layup. We're at 52 seconds to go in the third quarter. McIntyre with Comstock on her. Comstock with the 3 fouls, and McIntyre lost the handle on the ball. Boy, you could hear the flesh. She got hammered on the hand. It should be shots. That'll be 4 on Comstock and 2 shots coming up for McIntyre. Yeah, now Fairhaven really having problems from the field getting the buckets. They need to convert these free throws, and Gilligan would be at the scores table coming in for Comstock, who has her 4th foul. That's also the team's 4th. Nope. So it's O'Rourke, Gilligan, Shappy, Trombley, and Kavanaugh, the 5 on the floor for MSJ. And she'll get the second one, and they'll allow the sub. Want Richards to come in. So Richards will come in for McIntyre. That's a Fairhaven substitution. And the lead down to 6 at 34-28. MSJ with the lead clock down to 43 seconds. But again, O'Rourke just was on her way to the races when she lost the handle, picked it back up, gave it to Gilligan. Gilligan will save the basketball, and she'll go to Shappy. She'll make the catch, and Gilligan, will she get the bounce? Nope. And whoa, what a job by Fairhaven's Murray, number 10. Here comes Reed. Reed into the front court. Reed below the free throw line got fouled. Tell you what, again, very good recognition of what was working toward the end of that first half, and they ended up, instead of holding the ball on the perimeter and tossing it around, they're slashing through the paint to the hole, and it's working for him. They'll bring it into Howard, and that's going to be blocked by Kavanaugh. Howard will gather the shot back up. Oh, she dumped it down now, and they're going to have a break there. They're looking to go down inside to Murray, number 10. Went off her hands and off from Shappy's hands, out of bounds, so Fairhaven will retain possession with 13.8 seconds to go. That's Mancuso. There's the ball fake. Reed inside, and got it. Tell you what, Reed having a fantastic ball game for Fairhaven. With 1.8 seconds to go, that'll be the 4th team foul, and it'll be just a possession foul. Yeah, and MSJ will get the ball out of bounds. 34-30, MSJ with the 4-point lead over Fairhaven. This is where you got to watch out for them to throw the ball or get the foul in the backcourt on one of those long half-court shot attempts. But we'll have a 4-point game going into the 4th quarter. MSJ with the 34-30 lead from the Common Avenue Gym on PEGTV. So MSJ will have the ball to start the 4th quarter play, and they'll bring it into Gilligan. And she's had a big 3rd quarter with those 3-point shots she made, and Hutchins will put the pressure on, and they'll get the ball to O'Rourke, and that's going to be Mancuso on her. There's the ball down inside. Nice wraparound pass, and good job by Trombley to recover and get it back. And there's Gilligan. They're going to give her 3 points on that, and that's 3 threes for Gilligan now, all in the second half of play. You see Hutchins back handling the ball. And she'll take it all the way in, and she'll get her own rebound, go up, and be too strong. Howard, no. Hutchins, oh man, looked like a lot of iron, but she'll get it. A lot of offensive rebounds there, and like I said, that was a bugaboo early in the season with MSJ, and they really never solved that problem. And for even able to exploit that there on those 2 points, it makes it a 5-point game at 37-32. Oh, great roll to the basket, pass a little high, and it'll go off Mancuso's hands out of bounds. And Bove will come in for MSJ, number 23, and then Casey, number 11, coming in for Howard for Fairhaven. That's what they're going to run the box formation on the inbounds play, get it into Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh being guarded by McIntyre, and Bove had it knocked away. Mancuso will kind of get through the pile of people, and we got a jump ball. What a quick whistle. That's what Coach Hutchins is saying. That was quick whistle, and MSJ will have possession back. Yeah, it should be Fairhaven ball. But he was more upset about the quick whistle, but it's going to work out. Yep. Remember, MSJ had the possession to start this fourth quarter.
Everybody to the glass. Joel, deny that pass.
Now, yeah, they're going to have, I don't know what, because they asked Kirk to ask George, but they're going to have the officials discuss it. What's the biggie? They're going to talk to all three of them. Okay, whoever it was, Kirk came back and said to Coach Hutchins, none of us saw it.
Come on, Joel.
That's the answer I expected him to have. So Hutchins 13 with the basketball. Gives it off to Mancuso and she traveled. Oh, that's a killer. They just got possession back and they turned it over with an unforced error. And they've gotten close, but they can't get past that three-point hump, and they're at 5 right now. But 6:42 left in their season for Fairhaven. MSJ trying to hold on and advance deeper into the playoffs and meet the winner of the Virgins Otter Valley game, and they'll roll to the hole. And look at that. That's beautiful. Beautiful basketball right there. 39-32. Now that's a 4-point swing because remember Fairhaven had possession and turned it over on the travel, and then MSJ went down and scored. Hutchins brought it out, brought the defense to her. They didn't get the finish. Hutchins puts it up, and no. Couple looks, and jump ball be MSJ basketball. And they'll just chase it down. The ball went down that little corridor that goes down to the stairs. And that's what they have to go retrieve the basketball for with 6:12 left. 7-point lead for MSJ. 4 team fouls on Fairhaven, 5 on MSJ. Oh, once it goes down the stairwell, it goes all the way down to the bottom floor. And nobody's figured out, you can't shut the door because of fire code. But nobody's figured out, like, put a trash can in front of it so the ball doesn't do that on all these corridors. And Comstock off the bench to the scores table for MSJ. Looks like she'll be coming back in with those 4 fouls. 3-pointer? No. That was hard off the back of the iron. Tipped by McIntyre and Bove, and it's going to be MSJ basketball. See the guy with the baseball cap on, backwards in the back? That's Chris Mayhew. He made the call. And Chris Mayhew, of course, a graduate of the other high school here in the city back in '96. Very good basketball player at St. Joe's College. Played for Coach Mark Benetatis. There's a good coach, Coach Benetatis. Of course, the young lady sitting in front of Mr. Mayhew over there is last year's MSJ varsity coach. That's Christina Raish. Here comes Fairhaven on the push. The ball go down inside to Casey. She'll go to the hole and make it. That's the lead to 5. Nice push down the floor by Fairhaven. Casey will get the basket. And it was Hutchins who got the assist. Yeah, you can see O'Rourke looking for the ball to go down to Kavanaugh. And of course, the defense here's got to worry about Gilligan because she's been hot. There's Kavanaugh with a little fadeaway. Beautiful. Got the ball down to Kavanaugh. They've had no answer. They've been playing defense from behind her. They might have to bring Howard back in defensively to get on her. This is Reed with the basketball. Reed. See her create space, put the shot, got it. Oh, Reed just having an incredible showing here. Oh, I hope they put this in their memory bank and remember this next year and build the offense around her ability to break down the defense like that and maybe pick the tempo up a little bit and let her get in the open court. 41-36, 5-point lead for MSJ. 4:50 left in someone's season. Oh, great pass to Kavanaugh, and oh, she just took her eye out the ball. Just that split second, see where she was going to land, and number 10, Chelsea Murray in the ballgame for Fairhaven. She'll replace Mancuso. The Mounties, I'm surprised, no press here, not trying to crank up the pressure and create some turnovers, but they'll pick up at midcourt. Going to lead at 5, and Fairhaven with the ball. They're down by those 5 points. McIntyre gets along the baseline. They sealed her off, and she'll just recycle up to Hutchins to Murray. In the corner to Reed. Nice pass down inside, and boy, there's that chance for the offensive rebound, and they'll get it. They kept it alive by punching the ball. They'll go to Murray. She was all alone. McIntyre with the foul. McIntyre will get 2 shots, and boy, that's just a lot of good moving away from the basketball by Fairhaven. And 2 shots. And McIntyre was 1 of 2 her last trip to the free throw line, and we're going to have a timeout taken by MSJ. They're up by 5 with 4:19 to go in the 4th quarter. Yeah, McIntyre will get that over the front of the rim and will it in, and they'll cut the lead to 4 at 41-37. It's also the 6th foul on MSJ as a team, so the next foul they commit will send Fairhaven to the line for the rest of the ball game. And she got it. She'll get them both this time, making her 3 of 4 from the free throw line in the second half of play. 41-38 in Comstock. Number 21 playing with the 4 fouls, a senior for MSJ. We'll get off to Gilligan. Gilligan's had a great second half for MSJ. Now be knocked out of bounds, and a nice catch by a spectator over there. And that was Murray, number 10, Chelsea Murray, who slapped the ball out of play for Fairhaven. You see they're going to put Hutchins on the inbounds pass. Gilligan will take the ball out of bounds. MSJ with 4:07. Well, they had Kavanaugh open for that split second and to get the ball. 5-second count, yep. Well, they had Kavanaugh flash at the top of the free throw line, and they never got the ball to her. So Fairhaven with a 3-point play can tie the basketball game up. There's a screen by Murray for Reed. She'll take it in, and boy, there was just no way there wasn't a foul somewhere there. Jump ball as Murray got in there and tied again. Just way too much contact with Reed going in there not to have a foul called. You see McIntyre looking, and there's the catch. Oh, look at that inside move, the follow-up, and got it! Casey with another offensive rebound and a putback, and it's a 41-40 game. MSJ up by 1. Number 6 seed MSJ, number 11 seed Fairhaven, and look at that. That's the way to answer the bucket. That also kind of quiets the crowd a little bit for Fairhaven. Nice job by McIntyre. She came back to meet the pass. They'll give it back to Reed. 43-40, MSJ by 3. Murray will go down inside. There's the bump. Nice defense that time by Kavanaugh, and that won't happen. Rebound on foul. Again, what happened? Weak side offensive rebound, and that's been happening all year to the Mounties. That's going to bring Bove in, number 23. That's the 7th foul, but it's irrelevant. As Murray was fouled in the act of shooting, she'll be getting 2 shots here for the Slaters. Then that'll stop the clock with 3:21 to go. 4th quarter action, and off the glass and in by Murray. Now Bove will give Kavanaugh a break that she needs here. Now so Murray on the second shot. Will get perfect. Use the glass on one, swish the other one. 43-42, Fairhaven down by 1. Rourke got to the arc, gives it back to Comstock, and she'll go inside, and that's going to come Fairhaven basketball. They'll throw over the top, and here comes Reed. Right now, Fairhaven with the numbers, and Reed, great pass. Fairhaven's got the lead. 44-43. Fairhaven has gotten over that hump now, and there's a timeout taken by MSJ. Full timeout, and boy, the Slaters are pumped now. 44-43 with 2:57 to go in the 4th quarter. The number 11 seeded Slaters with that 1-point lead over the 6 seeded Mounties. Fairhaven people that braved that snowstorm, they are whooping it up right now on the side. The left side of the Common Avenue gym, and that's going to be brought into play by O'Rourke to Gilligan. Well, plenty of time left in the ballgame. This isn't a one-possession thing here. I mean, they can just be more careful and set up. Don't panic. Just get the ball set. Yeah, there they go. They'll settle things down, and they leave the ball back for. Wow. I thought that could have been a travel because she caught her own pass, but Gilligan will hand the ball off up top, and O'Rourke will save it on the sideline. And this is very messy looking right now for MSJ. They got to kind of realize that there's still 2.5 minutes left, only down by 1 point. Oh, the steal by Reed. There's a 2-on-1. She's going to take it up and get the finish. Reed, the freshman, got the finish, and Fairhaven wants a timeout. Oh, see what they're going to come up with here. Full timeout. Fairhaven up by 3, 46-43. They've only got 14 fouls also, so that's big to be aggressive and not send MSJ to the line for the 1-on-1. So the Slaters, let's read their roster to you as they're looking to pull the upset off here at the Common Avenue gym. They have, and I know I'm not probably saying it right, but it's Lisa Ramuscat. And if I said that wrong, I really do apologize for that. She wears 0 on the team, and Chelsea Murray's number 10, Becca Casey 11, Emily McIntyre 12, Megan Hutchins number 13, Devin Reed number 14, Riley Dennehy 15, Kim Richards is 20, 21 is Erin Bora, Ali Mancuso 22, Valerie Sawin number 24, Amanda Howard 25, Krista Bird 31, and Heather Foley 32. Of course, Leo Hutchins is the head coach, and Mr. Wilson is the assistant coach. They've controlled the tempo. They've done a better job of limiting the amount of turnovers opposed to the last meeting against MSJ. And they've kept the score in the 40s. So Fairhaven's pretty much done their punch list of putting himself in a position to try to win the game. Kavanaugh will be checking in for MSJ. She's at the scorer's table. And again, the Mounties only down 3 with a ton of time left. MSJ, Bove with the basketball in their home white uniform. She needs somebody to come to the ball, and they'll have O'Rourke. O'Rourke had a lot of points for the 3 quarters, kind of got quiet here in the 4th, but see if they'll go back to her slashing through the paint. MSJ on the perimeter right now with everything. Down to a minute 57 to go in the ball game. Again, everything was up top, and Reed just read it, and Reed will get it! The Mounties standing around on the edge of the arc, passing the ball around very tentatively, and Reed will get Fairhaven a 5-point lead. There's Comstock fouled, almost got the basket. Comstock took it inside, very creative move. She took it upon herself to do it. And now heading to the line will be senior Danielle Comstock, and she'll get 2 shots here for MSJ. Now they're having so much success. Dribble penetration, slashing off some high screens, and they went away from that for some reason the last 3 possessions, and Comstock just went back to it, got fouled, and now Kavanaugh will come in for Trombley for MSJ. 48-44, Fairhaven's lead down to 4. And she's going to get them both. And no press. I'm very surprised by that. No pressure in the backcourt by MSJ. 48-45. There's no shot clock. Hutchins, I expect Hutchins and Reed to handle the ball a lot. And they'll get the ball. Oh, what a save along the baseline by Mancuso. Yeah, she should pull the ball out because it's getting sloppy. And they have an injured player. Bove is hurt. They're playing 5-on-4. Yeah, now they're going to stop the clock. And I have no idea what happened, but she's in a lot of distress right now. And they'll stop, let Trombley in the ball game with a minute 21 to go, and they'll put Fairhaven on the far side of the gym in front of the bleachers, in front of their home fans over there, for Fairhaven fans. Yeah, and again, they got to settle down, just like MSJ had to settle down on their possession. Because with a 3-point lead, a minute 15 to go, not that you want to go into a turtle shell here, but you know, you can be selective on who's handling the ball for you. And you want to get the 5 count, and she carried it. She carried it, yeah. That's a big turnover with 63 seconds to go. Huge turnover. And so Mounties, Comstock, and O'Rourke, and see Mancuso, well, you can't, because she kind of snuck up in the play, but now she'll pull back. Big possession right here. There's the roll to the hole. Great catch, and got it. That's there the whole game. Kavanaugh makes it a 1-point game for Fairhaven. We'll go to the line if MSJ follows them. Reed will handle the basketball and go to Hutchins. Hutchins, yeah, they can play defense for quite a while there, MSJ can. They don't have to foul at all. McIntyre, smart play, came back to meet the pass, and we got a timeout called by Fairhaven. 30-second timeout called by Coach Hutchins. Yeah, it is a 30-second. I want to make sure of that. Well, that's a good and a bad thing. I can see he wants to set a play, settle his team down, make them aware of. And he wants to know where the ball's going to be placed. That's what he was looking for. But this also gives MSJ a chance to set up the defense, and you got to get the ball inbounds now. Now, they do have timeouts left for Fairhaven does, so if they get close to that 5 count and can't get the ball in play, they can call that timeout and save possession. But what a finish here, 48-47. Fairhaven with a 1-point lead. They got the basketball. MSJ with a 7 fouls. So, like I said, it will. If they're fouling the act of shooting, it's 2 shots, of course. But if they just foul, it's 1-and-1. But MSJ in a position too where they can just play defense, and not have to worry about fouling. And it'll be McIntyre taking the ball out of bounds. They're going to set the box formation, and they have Hutchins and Reed down low for Fairhaven. Hutchins just pops out. She'll get the basketball. That's going to be Reed. Reed will handle the ball. The freshman to Hutchins. And there's the foul. No, I really thought they could have came out and pressured the ball. They left 29 seconds on the clock, and Hutchins will head to the line, and you can't have more pressure free throws right now at this point in her career as Hutchins steps to the line, and this is just the 1-and-1. Kavanaugh and Trombley down low in the box for MSJ, and I believe we'll have a Mountie timeout. the front end actually of a 1-1. 48-47, Fairhaven with the lead. The number 11 seed.
Go get it, Logan.
Got it. Tell you what I like about Hutchins right there. She took her time, composed herself, stayed loose though. You can see her take a little breath and stay loose. It's a 2-point ball game at 49-47. And again, a lot of time left, 29.3 seconds. Got them both. Now, MSJ, you can just, if they have an easier shot at a 2-point shot, really can take that. You got plenty of time. Now unless they hold possession here, but you can also drive and travel. Yeah, I'll say you can drive and try to pick up the basket and the free throw, but now they'll go to the full court press. And they're going to let Howard come into the basketball game. So everything got cranked up, and then they stopped everything suddenly, and they're going to bring Howard, number 25, in the basketball game. 50-47 for Fairhaven with the lead and the ball, and they got to get the ball into play now. They'll bring it into Howard, and she'll go right back to Hutchins. Don't understand that, but they'll throw over the top. It's going to be Mancuso. She traveled. She traveled. Yeah. Yeah, she traveled. .3 seconds left, and we're going to have an MSJ timeout. Going to have a full timeout. This could probably be the possession of the ball game right here. They have 14.3 seconds to go down by 3. The other thing too is there's only 5 fouls on Fairhaven as a team. Now you don't have to foul MSJ in the act of shooting, but you let them get the ball in bounds, run some time off the clock, and then not, make a play for the ball, so it's not an intentional foul, but foul them and make them take the ball, run time off the clock. They come up to O'Rourke. She's going for the 3-pointer. No! Rebound will come down, and Fairhaven's Reed will dribble out the clock, and Fairhaven's going to upset MSJ! 50-47 in a stunning upset on the Common Avenue gym floor. The number 11th seeded Fairhaven squad will defeat number 6 MSJ. They led 3-1 Fairhaven, then they trailed the whole ball game, only to take the lead late in the fourth quarter, 50-47. And they did. They put together the whole punch list of what they had to do. The game was right about the point level where they wanted it. They controlled the tempo. And again, if you take the last ball game to this ball game, they cut way down their turnovers. I'm not sure about the play at the end of the game. They had a lot of time left where they could have gone for a 2-point shot or closer in 3-point shot, but they elected to take the bomb from outside, and the Slaters will move on into the playoffs. So congratulations to Fairhaven. They'll move on in the playoffs. Get out there, support your student athletes, and honor support Munger Vision.